Hi, I'm Kelly from the Minnesota American Legion College, and we just finished our April 2024 class. And in a moment, you're going to see the reflective statements of some of our students and learn a little bit about what they thought of it. And so I hope that you learn, if you're interested at all of getting involved at the American Legion as a volunteer and in any kind of leadership position. We're all leaders, by the way. Hopefully they'll give you some encouragement, so I appreciate that. Oh, hey, thanks for being a part of the Minnesota American Legion College, April 2024. Can you tell us who you are?
My name is Christopher Sam. I'm from Post 1 in Minneapolis.
Okay, and how did you ever find out about the college?
Back in, say, probably January of this year, our adjutant put out a call in our executive board. It wasn't the first time I had heard the call, but what turned me off before was it's residential, so that turned me off before, but I figured this time I want to learn, so I need to make some
So coming up, because you really, this is a 2.5 day, it's almost a 3-day commitment to come here, isn't it, in person up at Camp Ripley. And so you had to make some wiggle room with your calendar?
Yes.
But you thought it was worth
sitting,
it? Huh?
Like that. Dog sitting.
Dog sitting? Okay, to find somebody. So thank you for doing that.
No problem.
And you said you wanted to learn more. Were there certain things that you really wanted to get checked off to learn about?
Oh, absolutely. I encumber a position on the e-board, and I didn't know anything about it.
Okay. So the roles, the officer roles, responsibilities?
Yes.
Okay. How did you think, what did you think of the college?
I thought it was great.
Did you?
I thought it was excellent. I learned a lot.
Okay, because I think we had 18 members this time, so you got to listen to your classmates work on projects together?
Yes.
Yeah? And that was helpful?
That was.
Was it? Okay.
Yes.
And so one of the things about the college is you start to build these relationships across districts too.
Yes.
So one of our goals really is that you learn that you're really not alone. You can work with each other, and a lot of the situations that posts run into, other posts might have the same. Yeah. And so it was a good experience for you?
It was. It was very positive.
I'm so happy for that. Any words of wisdom for people that are thinking that they might want to attend?
The words of wisdom are come prepared to learn.
Okay.
There's a lot of information given out, and if you're not in the mindset to learn, you'll probably miss a lot.
Okay. Because there's a lot of topics that get covered.
Yes.
Okay. All right. And anything that we missed?
I would like to see a little more on, say, customs and courtesies. I know Mike gave one called a period of instruction on the Legion hat. I didn't know we were supposed to keep things on the right-hand side.
Okay.
Because I've never been taught, and I didn't know where to go for that. I heard that, and I had to fix myself.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for your time, Chris. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm Beth Medeiros from Post 49, Pequot Lakes, Minnesota. And we just finished up with our college here at the American Legion College, and my expectations for it were to be able to bring back information to the post to make it a better place and to actually be a better commander, and hopefully get others involved in attending as well.
Okay,
How about you?
My name is John Medeiros, Pequot Lakes, Post 49. My expectations were to get a more in-depth knowledge of how the Legion works. I'm new, 3 years to the Legion. I was put into the adjutant's position because the last one was not really functioning properly. I had to learn from scratch, and the reason I came here was to learn more, specifically references to what I need to do to be a better servant to the Legion and my commander.
Oh. So you had these expectations. What did you think about the college now that you've completed it?
I think the college is great for passing on information. The instructors are very knowledgeable about the topics, and I think it can just continue to grow. I think it can expand into further roles and just bring in more information as needed and as as required as the Legion grows.
Yeah. Did you have any aha moments while you were here?
Well, yeah, I was amazed at the knowledge level of the folks I had to intermingle with, my six-pack team, but they proved to be quite knowledgeable. I didn't assume they wouldn't be, but it was beyond my expectation. I gathered a lot of information. We had a wide generational gap, which was good.
Okay.
And I'll be able to use that in the future at the Legion.
So in your class, you had an assigned group, and then the assigned group is in the same six-pack, which are the sleeping quarters, right?
Yes.
And then you have to have projects, and I think you had to write up a resolution too, right?
And the conflict resolution
And
within that group.
Okay. And then you have to work together on all of that.
Yeah, that's where the knowledge was spread really well. And I was amazed at the in-depth knowledge these folks had. It made me feel kind of, but now I'm almost up with them, and I'll be better for it. I will.
It was kind of a duplicate effort, because not only did you have to learn about conflict resolution, but now you were thrown into this group of folks that you didn't know, and that also, you had to resolve conflict amongst your group and different personalities. So it was
the reality of it.
Yes, it was reinforcing.
Right, exactly. Is there anything that just really stood out for each one of you individually that you're going to be able to take and actuate or put into action right away?
Yes, I enjoyed the mock meeting that we held.
Oh, you did?
And going into the bylaws and our Constitution. I was very interested in it, because not only did it show me what I was doing correctly as far as running our meetings, but also, more importantly, what we can fix.
Okay.
And part two to that is the resolution process. We kind of get wrapped up in our post, and we kind of forget that there's a bigger American Legion out there besides our post. So it's nice to know that we can actually affect things at a higher level.
Okay. Yeah, you get to rub shoulders and realize that you're on the same team with lots of different ideas.
One family.
One family.
Okay. The college is always learning or trying to figure out how we become better. Is there something that we really dropped the ball on?
I wouldn't say really drop the ball, because this is a difficult situation, I guess. There's always going to be the stronger personalities that float to the top in every class.
Yep.
And it's how do you corral those personalities?
How you manage them.
Yes. And not only that, but I guess the learning effort, it kind of takes away from the learning effort if you have to constantly hear about my.
Okay. Well, thank you for that. I appreciate that. So thank you for your time. Thank you for coming to the college, and we look forward to building the American Legion in Minnesota.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
I'm Wayne Byerman, commander of Egan American Legion Post 594, the Daniel R. Olson Post.
Okay. How did you find out about the college?
Found out about it through Linda Dvorak and through the 3rd District when we were talking 3rd District.
Okay, and then what did you have any interest for coming? Were you told to come? How did that happen?
Well, it happened because I've been working to bring Egan together to have a good solid post.
Okay.
And I've been concentrating on that for a number of years, but I realize there's a bigger Legion out there, and I want to see what that's like, how that fit together, and how that tied together, because I want to see the Legion succeed. I think it's a wonderful organization. It has takes care of veterans better than any other organization I know.
Yeah. So what did you think of the college?
I thought it was very good. I thought the good thing about the college was we had instructors who knew what they were talking about. Didn't beat around the bush, you're right to the point. Very clear, and the talks were great, and they were one of us. Never afraid to sit down afterwards and talk about details that we didn't understand.
Okay.
So that was important to me, because a lot of things, some of these are some pretty heady concepts, but being able to sit down and figure out what's behind them and why they discussed what they did was really good. That made me understand where we're going.
Okay. Well, relationships, because you were housed with other individuals you probably didn't know.
Oh yeah, I didn't know any of them when I came here.
Okay.
The beauty of that was, I think the beauty was housed with 5 other people I didn't know, in different age groups. We were 24 to probably early 80s, and we were able to sit down and talk about what the generations mean, and the main thing was communication. We realized there was a communication gap, but beyond that, we found out that we're all veterans, and we really talk the same language. If we can just break down that bias of age and conflicts.
Yeah, because that's a known issue that we have in the American Legion, and I think it's probably common in all organizations, is you have an 80-year-old and a 20-year-old, and then how do you meet in the middle? So the American Legion's goals is one way, right?
Right, yes.
And then building those relationships.
And I think our 24-year-old was trying to figure out, he really couldn't figure out what the Vietnam vets were about until we really, we nailed him with that, and we didn't try to, but he just thought, so he finally figured out, and his idea is now that he said, you Vietnam people now can talk to the Desert War people because they're in their early 50s, and he says you've got a lot more in common than you think.
Right, and that really is bore out, that commonality knowing is face to face.
Yeah, we wouldn't have known it otherwise.
Yeah, and so it sounds like this in-person college was probably a benefit.
Oh, I think it was, but I think housing 6 people together in one spot and giving us resolutions to work with,
yeah.
and the conflict, and having to figure that out as a team, and getting all these various inputs from people from all over the state. And we had women and we had young people. Yeah, it was great.
Any other aha moments? It sounds like your group had aha moments about the commonality.
I think the big aha moment for me was the thing, when we talked about Vietnam and then we talked about Desert Storm. I mentioned to him that I said, the reason Desert Storm had such a good celebration when they got back, the Vietnam vets weren't allowed to not welcome our warriors back. In fact, when I reminded him that the celebrations lasted longer than the war, he said, well, why don't you move that ball forward? He said, you've done it. He said, keep that momentum going. He said, you got something going that you don't know that you had going. And he said, let's work on that and bring that commonality together.
Yeah, so a veteran is a veteran.
Is a veteran.
As a veteran. Yeah.
So, yep.
Well, thank you for your time. Are any other words of wisdom if anyone's contemplating coming to college?
I do it in a minute, because I tell you to come because you get to see that the Legion is very broad-based, and there's opportunity for everybody, no matter what rank you were, no matter what gender you are, no matter what biases you have, you can come together and there's something in Legion for you.
Thank you. I thank you for your time. Safe travels.
Thank you.
Thank you for taking some time and listening to our college graduates from the Department of Minnesota's college. I hope that gave you a little bit more of a door opening of what we do when we meet together. We meet for 2 full days and really 2 half days. And you heard that from our students. We have a variety of things that we teach on, as well as putting you into 6-packs or lodging quarters with other individuals. You do have your own private sleeping accommodations, so you meet together in a common area and you work through resolutions and conflict resolutions. If you're interested at all in learning more about it, reach out to the training committee. I'm going to give you what our Gmail account or our email account is, and it's trainingcomm, COMM, at mnlegion.org. So that again, that's the word training, COMM, at mnlegion.org. You can also find us at mnlegion.org's website in the drop-down link. We're the training committee. We look forward to assisting you, answering your questions, and hopefully we'll see you at college. Thanks.